We begin with breaking news this afternoon. A train carrying GOP House members to a retreat in West Virginia has hit a truck. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Beddoe. At least one person in that truck has died. The lawmakers were scheduled to spend the next few days at a resort for their annual Issues Conference. The chartered Amtrak train left Union Station in D.C. around 8:30 this morning, and the train hit the back of a garbage truck about 3 hours later. The impact threw train passengers from their seats, but so far no lawmakers appear to have suffered major injuries. Many are traveling with their spouses and staff. U.S. Representative from North Dakota, Kevin Kramer, and his wife were on board that train. He tweeted late this morning that they are both okay. Be sure to stay with Valley News Live for updates on this breaking story throughout the day. Some new information now on a story that alerted the whole state. A second man has now been charged in a case in which Bismarck police say they shot and wounded a man who's accused of trying to hit an officer with a vehicle. 32-year-old Juan Nunez is accused of helping 22-year-old Ulysses Villalobos to avoid apprehension. He could enter a plea March 5th to a felony charge of hindering law enforcement. Villalobos faces felony charges of attempted murder and fleeing. He's accused of trying to run over a Bismarck police officer who subsequently shot him in the arm. The incident happened January 18th as authorities were conducting a probation search that eventually resulted in a blue alert being sent throughout North Dakota. Villalobos later turned himself in at a gas station in Brookings, South Dakota. Court documents don't say where Nunez is from, and his relationship to Villalobos Alvarado is unclear as well. Both men remain in jail. The moon put on a rare show for sky watchers this morning. You could look up this morning and see a super blue blood moon. It's a mouthful. Blue moon refers to the second full moon this month. It was also a super moon because it was at its closest point to the Earth, and a total lunar eclipse made it appear to be deep red. This lunar trifecta made for some incredible shots of the sky. And we lucked out here in the valley with clear skies this morning. It's changed since, and Lisa Green was tracking the whole lunar eclipse throughout the overnight hours as well.
Yeah, we cleared out just in time for that eclipse to start, and that meant viewers around the valley got to grab some good photos of it. We've been receiving them from you. This was in the Breckenridge area. Brent got a good shot of that blood moon, and this is a cool shot too. You could see both the Detroit Lakes Ice Palace there in the foreground and the lunar eclipse there as well. Thank you, Stacy, for sharing that really cool photo. We've got a photo gallery started up of eclipse photos. You can go to valleynewslive.com to upload your photos there. And a lot has changed since then. We saw those clouds roll in, and now that we've got this colder air punching in, that's helped to develop some snow showers rather quickly. You can see there are some bands of snow, some of them looking rather impressive here this morning. So this band of snow impacting parts of eastern North Dakota right now, a few of them, and they'll continue dropping southward as that colder air progresses to the south today. So watch out for some lower visibility as that moves through. Your temperatures have already started going down in Fargo. We're at 18 degrees. It's 15 in Grand Forks. The wind really starting to get blustery up north. We're at 37 miles per hour in Langdon, so watch out for blowing snow there. There are places with lower visibility. Thief River Falls, one of them, again at less than a mile visibility in the Thief River Falls area. So again today, cloud cover, a little bit of light snow, and those temperatures on their way down. We'll have more on this colder air moving in coming up in just a bit.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. President Trump tried to reach across the aisle in his speech and get Democratic support on a number of issues. His State of the Union address was met with a variety of reactions, even some groans. Edward Lawrence is in Washington with our story.
Reaction to President Trump's State of the Union address, some Republicans picking up on its theme of unity.
It was neither a liberal speech or a conservative speech. It really was all over the place.
Some Democrats saw it as divisive.
Well, I think it was a more positive tone at the beginning. I think it turned pretty dark towards the end.
Some of the strongest reaction to his comments on immigration and the end to so-called family or chain migration.
A single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. Under our plan, we focus on the immediate family.
There was a strong focus on the economy, tax reform, and foreign trade.
The era of economic surrender is totally over.
He also called for a $1.5 trillion investment in infrastructure. Democrats calling in their response for an investment in American workers.
Our country will be judged by the promises we keep. That is the measure of our character. That is who we are.
The third longest address in history from a president delivering a strong message. Edward Lawrence, NBC News, Washington.
President Trump says he will keep Guantanamo Bay open to detain the worst of the worst and use it as an option in the war against terrorism. New for you at noon. The head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention resigned today after a report revealed she bought tobacco and healthcare stocks after she took the job. The Trump administration named Dr. Brenda Fitzgerald head of the CDC last July. According to a Politico report, Fitzgerald bought shares in Japan Tobacco 1 month after taking the job. The CDC is the lead federal agency for preventing and reducing tobacco use. The report also found Fitzgerald bought stock in Merck, Bayer, and Humana. Investigators are looking into the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in Wilkin County, Minnesota. Sheriff's officials say they got a call about the burning home in Nashua just before 10 last night. The home was vacant and no one was hurt. The house is a total loss. Developing today, a North Dakota priest is recovering after injuries suffered after being attacked on church property. A spokesman for the Catholic Diocese of Fargo says the Reverend Robert Wapensky was physically assaulted yesterday at St. Francis Xavier Church in Animus. Church officials referred further questions to law enforcement, but the McHenry County Sheriff's Office did not return a phone message to the Associated Press. The rash of smash and grab thefts doesn't seem to be letting up in the Fargo-Moorhead area. A South Fargo woman is the latest victim, and her car was parked inside a garage. Take a look. She left town for a few days and returned to find most of her vehicle's windows smashed. She says the garage wasn't locked because of a faulty garage system. Thieves are also hitting cars in the Northern Valley. One homeowner set up a home security system after his car was broken into a few months ago. And this past weekend, he caught this man on camera searching for open cars in an alley. He says he wants neighbors to be aware and on the lookout for suspicious activity. The Super Bowl may be taking place on Sunday, but the experience lasts all week. Check this out. The fan experience inside the Minneapolis Convention Center. It's where the Lombardi Trophy will be on display and where fans can get a taste of the NFL, like running a 40-yard dash. The event opened its doors on Saturday and includes games for the kids and chances to test your throwing arm and even kick a few field goals. Wilson Sporting Goods also has a booth where you can see how they make a regulation NFL football. Bottom line, if you're a football fan, there's a ton to watch and learn. And since you might not make it to this fan experience, remember you can have your own fan experience by watching the game Sunday night on NBC. We are at the height of flu season, and there seems to be no signs of it slowing down. Ahead here at noon, we're going to take a look at some of the alternative ways to prevent and treat the flu. But next, we're going to get a check of our Wednesday forecast with Lisa Green.